Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming for the first ever Xsolla Forward Night in Bangalore. We were doing a 7-city tour called the Dev Days, and then we said, why do Bangalore? Because Bangalore anyway has a robust game developer ecosystem. Our idea of doing Dev Days was to go to different cities, meet developers, help them gain insights, get a bunch of business talks. But then Xsolla said, we're coming to India, and if you don't come to Bangalore, it's not like icing on the cake. So we decided we'll have to do an Xsolla exclusive event in Bangalore for Xsolla to come and meet the developers, talk about their products and services, see how they could, help developers leverage more of the products and get to your customers directly. With that, thank you for coming. Before you start off, I'd like to thank Xsolla for making the trip to India. I'd also like to thank K-Tech and Ascom Startup Warehouse for helping us and letting us use their premises. So that's where we start from. Our first speaker, the topic is Xsolla Forward Night Game Solutions with Xsolla. To tell us more, I'd like to call Eric Lee, Head of Executive Office, APAC Xsolla. Eric, over to you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. This is our second city in India. We were in Delhi before, and as soon as I arrived to Bengaluru, I immediately liked it. It resembled Korea. That's where I'm from, by the way. And I also would like to thank Machaya for setting all this up, the team in IGTC, a team of our Xsolla marketing team for all the things. And we want to thank you for taking the time to come here today on a Friday. I have a couple goals that I want to get across today. And first off is definitely we have to introduce what we are, right? You might have heard of what Xsolla is, what we are. You might have seen it on offline conventions or maybe just online, but you're not sure. So there'll be some intros. And we're very aware that Bengaluru definitely has all the IT game developments, indie game developers to big publishers and all that jazz. So we want to help that there are multiple solutions coming from our company and of course in just general area outside of India to help you guys to boost your monetization from developments to payments, all that steps within our Xsolla solutions. So without further ado, first off, describing Xsolla. So Xsolla, at first, you might think is a regular payments company. We just take payments, we're a payment gateway, we do the monetization for you. However, we're actually much, much bigger than that. I'm going to through all of our solutions that can help you as a game developer. And first off, it's a global video game commerce company. We've been in the business for 18 plus years. So we're definitely a veteran in the game industry. And you'll be surprised to find out that we have multiple hundreds of partners and thousands of games that we service and provide for our partners. And we have 13 global offices, and like I said, I am from the Korean office, which is the APAC HQ, and our main HQ is in USA, and we have 800 plus employees. And of course, our global clients. Over here, as you can see, we only listed, of course, the biggest guys because they do matter. But however, like I said, we don't just work with the big guys, the big enterprises that you've seen here. They're just the very smallest pies. We actually work with thousands of indie developers, even if they don't make revenue, even if they haven't publish their games or anything like that. We just like to have all the partners that we can globally, and that's what we focus on starting from this year. And before we get into what Xsolla really does, I have to get across this fact that Xsolla is actually a merchant of record. Like I said, we're not a regular payment gateway. So when you think of selling your game items, selling your game currency, because at the end of the day, as a game developer, we understand that there are main pain points, many pain points, and you want to make a great game, great IP, and we have no doubts that you'll make that. However, there are countless things that you have to take care of when you actually want to make revenue with your game. So let's say you make a game, it's a great game, you have all the MAUs, you have the downloads, everything, and now you have to understand that you are actually getting money from your users. And there's a lot of complications that goes along with actually moving money from your users to you so that you can continue to make great games and continue to publish great games. So what we do, we make it simpler and make it easier as a merchant of record and not just a payment gateway. So first off, we offload complexities of calculating and collecting, managing all local sales taxes and VAT for Xsolla. So think about it this way. If you're only publishing your game in India, you only have to think about India, right? A Korean developer, maybe if they publish it domestically, only in Korea. However, if your game is global, and I think a lot of us here would like to agree that your goal is to make a global game, you have to understand that there are 200 plus countries, there's many languages being spoken, and there are issues, there could be issues, and there are taxes that you have to take care of, and those are all human resource costs, if anything. And of course, the second is the complications behind chargebacks and refunds. So getting money isn't exactly as easy as just 1, 2, 3 steps. There could be refunds because for whatever reasons, there could be chargebacks. And those are all problems and headaches within your company that you can face that also will require resources, human resources to take care of that. So we take care of all of that, and that's what a merchant of record is, which is much better than a normal payment gateway. So after saying all that, we have to understand why we are here in India as a US company. Well, because we understand, of course, like you guys do, and you're very aware, the current and future state of e-payments is rising and bigger every year. So $195 billion in global real-time payment transactions, 28% of electronic payments worldwide projected to be real-time by 2027, and we project it to be $500+ billion market for just e-payments. So what about India then? India is actually the world's real-time payments leader. That's why we're here. We understand that there is a difference in every country, and there are payment methods that are preferred in every different country. We know this because we have games that are serviced everywhere in the global 200 plus countries, thousands of partners, thousands of games. And you have to understand, think of it like this. You released a global game. Let's say a Korean company released a global game, and now it's serviced in India, Korea, Japan, I don't know, USA, whatever. For example, I don't have UPI, I don't have Paytm, like I don't have those local Indian e-payments. And you know what I have? I have Naver Pay, I have Kakao Pay. My Chinese friends would have WeChat Pay. My friends in US would have Google Pay, Apple Pay. So it's just prefer different methods of payments, and you have to understand, are you providing that convenience that the user seeks? So those are very important points that you also have to take care of when you're actually releasing a game after making a great game. So how can Xsolla help you, right? So we help with the payments, and what is our best advantage over our competitors and everything else is that we have 200 plus geography covers, and we cover in 20 plus languages, 130 plus currencies, and 700 plus payment methods. So whatever I just talked about, all those e-payments, we have it all included, and we have the most payment methods out of all our competitors in the gaming space. So you can tell that there is also a benefit, not for the users, but for your developers as well. So if you're providing convenience through our Xsolla payments by providing 700 plus payments for the users, what about you guys? Well, you get to have adaptivity, you get to have advanced customization, promotions and checkout, accept payments in cryptocurrency, which is just one of our 700 plus payments. So these are all the benefits that you can achieve as a developer and a publisher. And it doesn't stop there, right? Like I said, there are so many complications that you might not be aware of because you may be just focusing too much on making a great game, which is perfect. However, again, when you're actually receiving money, there are problems. There are actually frauds. There are players who are, or not players, I guess, bad people who are making frauds in your game so that they just make the pool base a lot worse for your normal users to play. So we have something called anti-fraud, and it's a company-made solution that we take care of because we take care of the monetization for you. So we hate refunds and chargebacks as much as you do as developers. So we have anti-fraud, which it detects fraud before it sort of happens. And our ultimate goal is to have a Xsolla wallet, of course, and it's something that we can provide convenience for the users globally so that they can have a wallet so that they can buy a game item from not just your game, not that game, not this game, but every game through our Xsolla wallet. And for the Indian gaming market, we are very aware that the mobile market game is the biggest. So we have a solution called WebShop, which is perfect for Indian mobile games, which Pranab, my colleague, will talk about very specifically. So I'll skip that. And so now you may be asking, okay, you covered the PC versions and you covered the mobile versions, and what about the indie game developers who actually publish their games the most on where? Steam, probably. And we see this fact all around the globe because that's the biggest platform for PC games for indie developers who don't have a publisher yet. And so that's why we have a solution to monetize even higher, even for Steam publishing. So it's something called game sales, which covers everything related to digital distribution. So what if we were to tell you that you can sell your own Steam keys through your website, through our Xsolla Mall, so that you can save on Steam fees before you get your game on Steam platform. So this is just another parallel track that you can monetize better, so we can help you generate more higher revenue. And after all this, you have to understand that it's not just monetization. You have to think about game delivery. So there's a couple of points that I would like to touch upon really fast, and that's cloud gaming, launcher, and Xsolla backend. So actual development processes, we actually provide solutions as well. And cloud gaming is important because, again, we have the data and everyone else has the data that there is a very big rise in cloud gaming. We understand that 2.5 billion gamers will use cloud gaming services in 2024 at least one point in their lives. And we're looking at 471% of rise of global cloud gaming revenue. So it is coming. So what do? We offer Xsolla Cloud Gaming for you as an aggregate. And of course, if you are not into cloud gaming, you're okay with hosting, but maybe you are just a mobile publisher, but you would like to go PC, you would like to go multi-platform, but you might not have the resources or the developers to do so because maybe you are an indie developer who doesn't have funding. Well, then we have a solution for you, and it's called Xsolla Launcher, which does exactly that. And all these solutions you might be thinking is, well, how is it going to cost me? What is it going to, is it going to be an arm and a leg? Well, as a payments main core solution, we understand that the pain points of the indie developers are not just payments, but there's a development problem, launcher problems, anything problems. So what we offer is if you're partnering us with payments, everything else that I'm talking about here, all these solutions are basically provided for free. And of course, lastly, we have an Xsolla backend. We can accelerate your development to build a complete multiplayer cross-platform play experience with our games system management, hosting, and analytics platform. So up until backend, we have everything covered. So these are just perks that we provide for you. And after all this is done, the game is beautifully made. It's ready to launch. It will be launched. And you have to understand marketing is a very, very big factor. And we touch upon this solution as well. So for user engagement, we have something called Xsolla Mall, and we have XLA marketing support. For Xsolla Mall is a new online destination for cloud, mobile, PC, video game content, your opportunity to create a customized storefront. So we don't just throw you up in a random website that we call a platform and forget about you. We have key features that provide customization for your games, even if you're an indie, even if you don't have any revenue. These are facts. So we create custom landing pages for you, and our biggest key factor, we provide influencer support, and we provide unique player offers. So these are the benefits that you have as a developer and publisher. So you would get increased visibility and discoverability, direct access to gamers, monetization and revenue generation, streamlined distribution that you can do yourself through our Xsolla Mall, and of course the biggest but not least, save on platform commissions through Xsolla Mall. And these are just channels that we provide for B2C. And last but not least is our Xsolla Funding Club. And this is, I feel like, something that you'll be most interested in if you are an indie game developer specifically. So after all these solutions, you might be asking yourself, well, we don't even have the luxury to do that. We don't have any luxury. Well, then here's something for you. And our Xsolla Funding Club is basically a platform where it doesn't take money. It doesn't take any minimum cost to do anything like that. All you got to do is just sign up, and you'll be able to see all these investors and publishers. We have above 250 investors and publishers. and we're looking at 100 plus successful matches. We're talking about actual investment matches. And we have around about 40 games per month that are coming on board to this platform. So there's no irony here. If you're looking for funding, you're going to be on this site for free. You're just going to look around and see this curated site. And the Xsolla Funding Club benefits for developers, of course. You get to stand out for the crowd with our online Xsolla Rapid Rounds at major events. So what this is, it doesn't stop from our Xsolla just funding club site. We have something called Xsolla Rapid Rounds. So we attend many major events, such as GDC, Gamescom, G-Star in Korea, and we actually pick and choose some of the investors and developers from our funding club and have an offline event like this, and we pick a winner to be funded from that site, from that offline event. And we've seen such huge successful cases through that. And you get to set your game on a path towards success. So we're actually looking at 1 out of 10 of our applicants would be connected to an investor or publisher. This might not lead to an exact investment, but you're seeing at least a connection with a VC, so you can get input, feedback, so how to improve your game so that you can get better funding, angel funding, whatever you need in the future. And of course, if you're on the publisher side, the investor side, you are able to tap into a curated database for developers, games with different genres. So we're here in India, but if you go to the site, you're going to look at games from Korea, US, Europe. It's going to be a very global platform for you to check out. And that's pretty much it. I'll be here just walking around, in the back or wherever. So understandably, the session has to be short, and I had so many things to introduce, so it upsets me that I couldn't get into details for a lot of the solutions. And I know it's sort of like an advertising PR, but I'm here to just help you guys out. And if you find us, find anyone, find me or my colleague Pranab just walking around, feel free to just ask a very specific question for you, and we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you so much, guys.